A practical approach to the guitar, at least I think it is, and I think it's putting the melody first, taking responsibility for all notes that you're playing in all positions. Even on a seemingly simple tune like this tune, What a Friend We Have in Jesus. Great tune based really just on these 3 chords that we have here, so it's it could be super simple. For example, let's just give it the harmonic treatment that a lot of beginning guitar players would, just the chords. So you look at the chords. Goes the F. Back to the C. Right, and then the C. G. C. Now, if you didn't know the tune and you couldn't hum it to yourself, you'd have a hard time following along, or at least knowing what that tune was. And I think one of our jobs as musicians, at least I feel like it is to appeal to an audience. And although I find that very appealing, though what I just played, and that might be perfect, but I think most audiences are going to want to hear more of the melody involved. And although I gravitate towards more complexity, both rhythmically, harmonically, and melodically, you know, that's what jazz affords those kinds of choices for me. It's not always necessary for a tune like this. I mean, you can overdo the complexity. Now let's just let's as an exercise. Let's play it more with jazzier harmonies. Still, I'm gonna just comp like somebody else is playing the melody. So I'm not gonna play the melody in this so much. It's gonna be a little hard because I hear the melody in my mind's ear. But I'm just going to, like I said, just approach it with some more complex harmonies, and we'll listen to that. So. Well, maybe, you know, and once again, it's not coming together, for me at least. It's not coming together musically, because really I'm leaving out the most important part, which is the melody. Okay, so as soon as you put the melody in there, then that informs the notes that you play and the harmonies that you can play as well. So let's do that. Let's put the melody in there, and then we'll talk about some of the approaches that I use to figure out where the melody lies on the guitar. So the melody is I had to think for a second. The B section. Okay. Not most favorite rendition of it, but you notice I added some changes to the harmonies. I embellished the harmonies a little bit. I played off the melody, but you could certainly hear the tune that I was playing more. And so that was what was informing the little changes that I made. And I find that, just as a musician myself, as a guitar player, extremely satisfying. I like extremely, let's put it this way, I enjoy it. You can see I'm laughing and having fun. I think if that's the case for me, then I'll bring that across to the listener, and I hope that's the case. That's always what I'm striving for, is to create something worthy of the plateau of someone's attention, besides just my own. So let's talk a little bit about just the nuts and bolts. I'll go back over the caged concept here. So, and then where to find the melody. So the first things first is you got to know the cage system. If you don't know it, go to my old videos and learn about the cage system. And then we're going to apply it here step by step. So, or at least we'll start to. So the first thing is here's the melody. Just if I was playing on the piano, you would notice it was in the pentatonic shape, okay? So it's the we can call that the major pentatonic. It's if you do it here, it's minor. I put a note outside of the pentatonic in there because I wanted. I heard that. So it's hard for me sometimes when I'm playing to not do what I hear. And that doesn't mean I'm always right, because what I hear and what my hands can do are sometimes two different things. And that's the gap I'm trying to close. That's the gap that I'm working on fixing, bringing together. So whatever I hear, as an improviser, I want to be able to play. So that's the trick. So here it is with the open strings. In the first position. And then we do it again. So you get the idea. So that's the first position. We can do it lower here. Can we? Yeah. Yeah. Open. And low. So there was the first position. I did it in the two different octaves. You want to move it up, you do it here. Right, there's that major pentatonic sound. Okay. So let's do this just as an exercise, so you'll hear. I'm going to start here. Alright, so I'm going to put it there, but I'm only going to grab the notes that are in that position. I'm going to force myself to be in that position. And that means I'm going to hit a lot of notes that are just like fifths, which is this sound. That sound is not the most, I mean, it has its place, but it's not. We usually want thirds and sixths in our voices, but you'll be surprised at how it still works for a tune like this, because of, once again, the melody's moving. So there's that fifth. And because I'm in this position, like I said, I'm going to play all the harmonies in this position. The only note I can get in the bottom of that that F is an A. So it's first inversion F. So here it is again. First inversion F. And then C. Once again, there's a fifth. fifth, it still sounds okay to me. And I bet you it'd sound okay to your listener as well. I want to hit that note, but I said I'm going to stay in that position. And then... there's places for that, but if it's just in the essence of staying true to the exercise, then it's okay to do that as well. So in that position, I was just adding the notes in the harmonies that I could reach underneath the melody. So I'm always thinking melody, not always, but a lot of times I'm thinking melody top voice, and then harmonies below. Okay. And so you have to learn your chords in that cage system in this position. F in the first inversion in that position. Back to C. This is the C, A shape. And then the G, E shape. So I'm moving positions there. That's okay too. You will eventually do that if you're not already doing that. This is how you can put something like this together. At least this is what I really think it's a musically valid way of doing this. And I don't see very many people teaching it this way. Next position, you go. So we're right there, we're playing it there, and then we put our harmonies in. Putting in that diminished sound is something to keep things interesting. In that position, I'm in the first inversion of the G there. Put the seventh in. And so what this ends up forcing your ears to do and your hands to do is what pianists do from the very get-go. They see it. This chord, this is where the seventh is. You know where that seventh is in this chord position. You know where that seventh is, and that sound is the most important. You know where the first inversion is, and where to find it at all points, all the time. And what's wrong with that? There's nothing. If you can do that, then you're starting to crack the code. Then you're starting to become conversant with your instrument. And that's what's necessary when you're trying to express yourself, at least in the moment, or what we call improvisationally. All right, you can keep on going up here. And then there's that fifth sound again. I keep on putting that diminished, which is just a passing chord between the 4 and the inverted version of the root of the 1. So if we just look at it harmonically, still the 1 chord, 4 chord, going up to the 1 chord with the 5 in the bass, and then to the 5 chord. Couldn't be more simpler than that. And of course you can add some of these things that we hear in gospel music like this. And that's one of those chords I was just adding in there. So you learn it on the positions, like I've said in the past, and then you try to do your arrangement of it. You try to work out your arrangement, your improvisational ideas. Now I'm connecting the notes. I'm not going to sit in one position because I'm going to let my hand in the range of the guitar in my ear tell me what I'm going to play. What was that? All right. So I was just taking it up, the same ideas without, I was kind of losing my place. And that's all part of it. See, you don't want to lose your place, but that's where I am with my practicing on it. So I was just taking it up. If you didn't notice at the end there, I was taking it up half step at a time. I was transposing it up a half step at a time.